Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into the claims made in a viral YouTube video that alleges some pretty deep connections between media, money, and power in India. It's a complex picture, so let's break down what's being said.
Right off the bat, the source video hits you with this question. The suggestion here is that a good public image can be bought and paid for, not just with private cash, but with public money. So yeah, let's get into it. So the first big number they throw out is this one, 6 crore rupees. That's about 60 million rupees. According to the video, this is the amount that was paid out from Prasar Bharati, that's India's public broadcaster, to just one single YouTube influencer.
And here's the kicker. The video claims the whole point of this payment was to get the influencer to promote government programs. So the allegation is that taxpayer money was used to make government promotion look like organic, independent content. A pretty blurry line, right? But that one payment, the video presents that as just the tip of the iceberg. They argue it's actually part of a much, much bigger pattern of transactions, all designed to control what you see and hear.
And you can really see the alleged scale of it here. I mean, you've got the 6 crores to an influencer, a claimed 15 crores to a journalist, but then look at that jump. 1,000 crore rupees allegedly paid to media outlets in a smaller state like Uttarakhand. That's a whole different level.
Then, things get personal. The creator of the video, Sanjay Sharma, tells his own story. He claims he was offered 1 crore rupees a year. The deal? Stop criticizing the government on his front page. He says he refused, and right after that, his work suddenly came under official investigation.
So you might be wondering, are these just a bunch of random, isolated payments? Well, according to one of the speakers in the video, not a chance. He claims this is all part of a thought-out, documented strategy, basically a blueprint for controlling the media. And here's the origin story they lay out. Back in 2019, a group of ministers allegedly got together and created a report on how to manage the media narrative. Apparently, it was so controversial that the Editors Guild of India slammed it, especially one part that recommended finding and funding sympathetic influencers on social media. This brings us to a term you hear a lot in the video, the creation of a social media Gaudiya media. Now, Gaudiya media is a slang term in India. It literally translates to lapdog media, and it's used to describe news channels that are seen as being too close to the government. The claim here is that there's a deliberate strategy to build an online army of these voices.
Okay, so after laying out this whole media control strategy, the video takes a sharp turn. It pivots to the justice system and asks a pretty tough question. Is the law, specifically bulldozer justice, being applied equally to everyone?
And the main example they use is, well, it's a complicated one. It centers on a dismissed police constable living in a huge, expensive mansion. He's allegedly connected to a massive illegal cough syrup trade, and he has clear ties to a powerful politician named Dhananjay Singh. And this slide really gets to the heart of their claim about a double standard. The video is basically asking, why does the small shop of an ordinary person get demolished by a bulldozer for a minor violation, but a 40 crore mansion, allegedly built with crime money and linked to a powerful politician, doesn't get touched? So why the alleged protection? Well, the source video points to a possible reason. It highlights the shared caste identity between the politician involved and the chief minister, and they use this public statement from the CM about his caste pride as potential evidence of favoritism.
One of the speakers, Abhay Dubey, then spins out a theory about where all this illicit money goes. He claims it's not just making a few people rich, it's funding an entire ecosystem. Everything from election campaigns and paying for politicians' kids to study overseas, to bankrolling luxury trips for journalists, all to keep powerful people loyal. All right, for the final piece of the puzzle, the video looks at federal agencies. The claim here is that these agencies, like the Enforcement Directorate, are being used not to fight crime, but as political weapons to go after opponents.
The source video describes what it calls a specific cycle of harassment. It goes something like this. A federal agency brings a big case against an opposition leader. The court looks at it and says the case is weak. But before the ink is dry, a new complaint is allegedly filed on the very same issue. This lets them restart the investigation and keep that public narrative going that the person is corrupt and just out on bail.
And to back this up, they point to this number, less than 3%. That's the alleged conviction rate for cases brought by the Enforcement Directorate. The argument they're making is, if you're almost never winning your cases, is your goal really justice, or is it just prolonged harassment?
So when you put it all together, the video leaves us with this one big question.
If the lines between money, the media, and the law get this blurry, what happens to public trust in any of those institutions? It's the central question raised by all these claims, and definitely something to think about. Thanks for joining me for this explainer.